Hi, teacups.
Hi, teacups.
I'm Christina.
I'm Kenna.
And I'm Sydney.
This is Christina and Kenna, where every week we do a podcast, visual style Twitch thing. And this week we have a special guest, but we will save that for later. But for right now, we are going to play a special game while we wait for our guest, who's coming at 6 o'clock. And I just want to plug our social medias real quick. Our Instagram is Christina and Kenna. And there we post guest the guest. We post guest the guest. We post who the guest is, and that's what's on our Instagram. And then in the link in the Instagram, there is a GoFundMe, and the GoFundMe goes to Christina,
I'll talk
why
about
don't you
it.
talk about what that is?
Sorry, I feel like I'm having a bit of a technical difficulties right now. My name is going everywhere, and we can't really hear Sydney, but it's okay. We'll figure it out. So our GoFundMe, the money goes to Broadway for Racial Justice, which, if you don't know what Broadway for Racial Justice is, it is an incredible organization dedicated to helping people of color in the theater industry. Their sole existence is to just make sure that there's better working conditions and that everything is fair and equitable in the theater industry. They have so many different resources. Right now, they're working on a casting initiative to get more diverse casting, and they have a lot of different conferences and events that they have, and they just do a lot of really great work. And definitely donate. I will put the donation screen on right now. I'm going to put the link to the GoFundMe down below. Definitely check out the GoFundMe and donate. No donation is too small. No donation is too large. And yeah, so we're going to do that. Since Sydney's having a little bit of issues right now, I'm just going to tell you what we're going to be doing today. So we are going to be playing a Hamilton quiz because our guest is coming on at 5:30, and not at 5:30, I'm sorry, at 6. And when she comes on, we are going to be, of course, interviewing our guest. But as of right now, we are just going to be playing this quiz as soon as Sydney gets back on, and, talking about Hamilton a little bit to have something fun to do.
Yeah.
Sydney isn't here right now, and I'm sure she's coming back. So actually, okay, she's here.
Okay, she's here.
Let's see.
Sorry, technical difficulties.
Hey.
Whoa, okay. Here we
Hello,
go.
Sydney.
Hey, guys.
Whoa, your name says not Sydney.
Oh, okay. Sorry. Let me change.
Also, can we talk about how good Sydney's hair looks?
Sydney's hair
I think we
is
just
so
need
good.
to. I think we just need to talk about that because it's awesome. It's amazing.
Thanks.
It's so cute.
Okay.
Let's see. I guess Sydney is gonna screen share, and I think our names are interconnected. So
Yeah, every time I join, it makes my name Christina. So I'm gonna fix it.
Yeah.
Share my screen.
Yes. And so we're gonna take turns, kind of taking the quiz and going over everything until our guest comes, who is Megan Fulmer. And that'll be really cool. Sydney is going to take it first because she is our guest of honor. So yes, Sydney. We're all just kind of going to be talking about it because, of course, it's Hamilton and we can't help ourselves.
Oh, great.
So
Okay.
So sorry, I totally read that wrong. We know which original cast member of Hamilton you are based on the songs you choose. I love the Hamilton songs, and I'm excited to see Sydney's answers. We did a Hamilton stream
2 weeks ago. I was
2 weeks ago, and it was amazing, but we had some differing opinions. So I'm excited to see.
I think we should guess who Sydney is.
Yeah, we're gonna find out.
I see Sydney. Honestly, I kind of see you.
Choose a
as
song.
Eliza, maybe.
Eliza? I was gonna say.
I don't know. Sydney seems so nice.
Hurricane.
I was gonna say Sydney might be like Mariah Reynolds. So we're like on complete
What?
opposite.
Did you say Sydney's Mariah Reynolds?
I think she might, low key.
No, Sydney's Eliza because Sydney's just so nice and caring for others.
Sydney is nice to us. No, no, Sydney's nice.
No, Sydney is Eliza.
I think Sydney might even be King George. Like, I'm pretty sure Sydney is gonna be like, like that's the energy I'm getting. Or maybe even Aaron Burr. Like, Sydney's gonna be a stereotypical villain. She is.
Yeah, I could see that.
I
I do not like Sydney's Eliza. Sydney's Eliza.
We're gonna see.
Okay,
Yeah.
let's answer these.
Oh, we have people saying hi in the chat. Hello. People, hello.
Hey.
Hello.
Okay. So about these songs, I'm not a very emotional person. I feel like I'm just not.
We're starting this again.
I don't think I'm very emotional, but I would have to say the song that made me the most emotional probably was Who Lives, Who Dies, Who Tells Your Story. Just like, I don't know, seeing the end, I thought that was such a dramatic moment. Eliza's gasp at the end.
Gasp.
Yeah.
Oh my goodness. I thought you were gonna say hurricane just for funny.
Oh, I mean, it made me sad.
Hurricane.
I mean, it made me sad.
It's like
because
comedic relief.
Right.
that's true.
Why did it make you sad, Sydney?
It made me sad because it's my least favorite song. So, all right.
Okay.
Choose a song that makes you rock out. Cabinet Battle 1 and 2, Guns and Ships, Satisfied, The Election of 1800, and Take a Break.
I feel like Take a Break is kind of misplaced in this.
Yeah.
No, I love Take a Break.
I love Take a Break, but does Take a Break and the Cabinet Battles and Guns and Ships sound like they go to?
No, I jam out to Take a Break. Like those melodies, those harmonies.
Like, yeah, but
What kind of dance parties are y'all having?
okay, but Take a Break and Cabinet Battle together. I don't even think Satisfied belongs in this. I mean, I personally jam to Satisfied all the time.
No, when Satisfied gets to the bridge, when it's like, I know my sister like I know my own
yes.
life. Like that part, yeah.
Yes.
Okay.
Okay, Sydney, come on.
Okay, rock out. I'm thinking either of the Cabinet Battles, but I can't remember which one is which. I think I liked 2 the best, but I can't really remember, so I'm just gonna go with Cabinet Battle 2.
Okay.
Because I like rock out to those probably the most.
Okay. Oh, choose a song to sing along with. These are all so good. Okay.
Oh gosh. Okay.
Thank you. Satisfied is misplaced. Okay. Well, Farmer Refuted and like the Schuyler Sisters are so fun.
Yeah. I remember when
Farmer Refuted. Y'all like that song?
Yeah.
I love Farmer Refuted. It is so funny. Not so much because Sydney's a folk fan.
No,
yes, it is.
Farmer Refuted. That's a skip.
Farmer Refuted is hilarious.
A skip.
No, you're
no.
Chat,
please help me out right now. Farmer Refuted is a skip.
It is not a skip. It's not a skip. You are tone deaf or something. It's hilarious. Okay, Sydney, come on. Shoot. Okay.
I know like all the words to the Schuyler Sisters, so I think I'm gonna go with that one.
That's a good safe answer.
Mm-hmm.
Okay, pick a song from Act 1. Ooh. Let's see. Oh, this is gonna be so hard for me. I'm gonna like.
Who's choosing Meet Me Inside?
Who listens to that? That's a skip. Skip.
I think I'm gonna choose You'll Be Back.
You'll Be Back is a bop.
Yeah, because King George is amazing.
Jonathan Groff is. Okay,
Act 2
has
okay. I'm gonna choose Say No to This. There's no debate here.
We have to say no to this.
Oh gosh.
It's a powerful song. Okay.
Room Where It Happens. Those are like that's like my favorite, so that was pretty easy.
Okay. What?
What?
Oh.
I'm so confused.
Okay.
Oh, okay. Sydney's back now.
Okay,
That,
cool.
did everyone else see that, or was
I
it
saw
just
that.
me?
I
I
saw.
just
Okay,
looked
okay,
up and I
I
saw
was-
that I was gone. So,
What is the category for this?
Oh, the category is pick one final song.
Okay.
Okay. We know what comes next. The Story of Tonight, Nonstop, Stay Alive, Reprise, and the Reynolds pamphlets. Oh my gosh. Oh, this is hard. Okay, I'm gonna go with the process of elimination. I'm cutting We Know.
Period.
I'm cutting What Comes Next. And I'm gonna cut the Stay Alive reprise.
Reprise.
Yeah, makes sense.
So now we have The Story of Tonight, Nonstop, the Reynolds pamphlet. They're all different vibes.
They are.
I have one that I choose though.
I have one that I choose as well. But
Yeah.
we go next though.
I'm just gonna go with The Story of Tonight. It's calling me. The answer could change
Okay.
tomorrow.
That's
It could
what I was
change
gonna
in
choose.
hours. Yeah.
Yeah.
That's what the
Okay.
comments say. The comments say the story.
Anthony Ramos.
That just shook
Wait,
me.
that's not bad. Are y'all?
Yeah.
I like.
No,
thought
I'm
you were
okay
gonna-
with that. I'm okay with that, but I thought they meant like the character. I didn't know they meant.
Ooh, I thought they were gonna give me a character.
Oh, original guesses. Okay, well, I guess Sydney's not allowed to.
I
Sydney's.
like Anthony Ramos.
Okay.
I love Anthony Ramos.
Yeah.
Or Ramos.
Also, he's gonna be in the Heights. Like,
Mhm.
I'm so excited for that.
Yeah, that seems cool.
Yeah.
I'm gonna read what it says, even though everyone's probably done that by now. But you're here to make people smile. Though you've dealt with your own struggles in life, you are determined to bring others happiness. You can brighten any room. Also,
This is you.
I don't really think that's me, but
That is you.
I saw Eliza.
Period. Stop.
okay.
Stop. Okay, me
Okay.
next. Me next. Sydney,
Okay.
you're gonna have to do the clicking for me.
All right.
Or you can go next so I can have more time to process.
Okay, I'll go next. Choose a song that makes you emotional. I'm like Sydney. I don't get emotion. Like, I rarely ever get like emotional over like theater or anything. Like, in Hamilton, just like didn't make me emotional like at all. It's a good musical, but like I didn't get emotional.
Wow.
But I think
Your
I'd have to
heart
say
is
that would be
stone.
enough, just because I love that song.
Oh, that's such a good song.
Oh, what song did you say?
That would be enough.
Oh yeah.
This is so interesting. Wait, we have to make
Choose
a
a
prediction
song-
for Kenna.
Oh, prediction for Kenna.
Kenna, I think you're Pippa Sue. I think you're Pippa Sue. the comments.
I think you're being here and there.
Kenna gets Hamilton. I will be. I will
Okay.
chip.
Okay, well,
Go ahead and choose take a
Choose
break.
a
We know
song
you're
that-
going through.
take a break. Actually, I like the election of 1800, but I'll say take a break.
Okay.
Take a break. Choose a song to sing along with. Not from a Refuted.
Oh, canceled.
Oh,
You're canceled.
Your Obedient Servant.
Yeah,
I skipped that one.
A
I skipped that one.
Well, that one was funny.
I need to say Washington on Your Side. I love that song.
Hmm.
Kenna gives Peggy vibes.
Kenna does give Peggy vibes, is what the
No.
the comments are saying you're Peggy.
Maybe she's
I'm not.
funny then.
No.
If you get Ham, I will crack up. Like, I will crack up. I don't know what I'll do.
All right. Pick a song from Act 1. I think I have to say Aaron Burser, just because
That's
one.
a bop.
It is.
Yeah, that one's good, and like
All of those except for Meet Me Inside are bops.
Yeah.
yeah.
Who
Pick a
listens to
song
me?
from Act 2. This is hard.
It is.
Oh, What I Miss. Oh yeah. What
Oh
I
yeah,
Miss.
that one's great.
Definitely.
I love that song.
Definitely.
Mhm.
I used to be
Me too.
referred to as David. Like, that was my nickname for a long time.
And choose a powerful song. Yorktown, The World Turned Upside Down. The harmonies at the end of that song are just chef's kiss.
Mhm.
Chef's kiss. And pick one final song.
Also, the choreography for that number. Let us not forget.
yeah.
That is probably That and Satisfied are like the two best moments of choreography in the whole show.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah. My final song is it's either Nonstop or The Story of Tonight. I think I have to say The Story of Tonight, but that one part where Leslie Odom Jr. is like, I'll keep all my plans close to my chest. Wait for it, wait for it. Well, that part of Nonstop is so good, but I'll say Story of Tonight.
All
Okay.
right. Are we ready to see Kenna's results?
Yes.
All right.
Yes.
Oh,
Told you were Pippa Sue. Don't play games. Don't play. Not the chat calling me out. Not the chat calling me out. Yikes! I told
Okay.
you, Pippa Sue. Don't play games. You're Pippa.
Okay, I'm honored. Like, okay.
okay. I can see
Pippa
that.
is an angel.
Mhm.
Okay, I'm ready. I'm ready. I won't. This is gonna be so hard because I'm so indecisive.
We need to make our predictions for Christina.
I think I could honestly see her getting Hamilton.
Please don't do that. Please don't do that.
Wait. I'm trying to think. What do I see Christina as?
Please don't do that.
I need the chat's help with this one.
Please don't play games with me. If I get Hamilton, I might pee. I'm waiting on the chat's prediction, man.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, but I don't know. Like, Christina. What do I see Christina as? Oh, I kind of see you as, like...
Oh, not Christina!
George. George.
Yeah, actually, I can kind of see that. Also, Angelica.
Okay, I'd be satisfied with either of those. Okay, I already...
You'd be satisfied?
I'd be satisfied. I'll never be satisfied. Okay, I would, like, wait for it. And I'll tell you why. Once it, like builds for me, I'm a very emotional person, and after I watch the Song Explorer or Sound Explorer or whatever, and they like explain the whole like process behind making Wait For It, after I saw that, I was like, oh, and Wait For It's my favorite song in the show. So. Okay, what song makes you rock out? It is Satisfied. I sing Satisfied, I think, once a day for like good measure. Choose a song to sing along with. I'm gonna say the Schuyler Sisters. I'm gonna say the Schuyler
Okay.
Sisters.
I was holding my breath, hoping you would not say Farmer Refuted.
I absolutely adore Farm Refuted, but okay, pick a song from Act 1. I really enjoy the opening number,
This one's pretty hard.
but you'll be in the
Actually, this one is hard. It's just Meet Me Inside that like throws it off.
Yeah, Meet Me Inside doesn't fit, but I'm gonna say You'll Be Back. I'm gonna say You'll Be Back. That's what's gonna happen. I'm gonna like.
I said that too.
Okay, from Act 2. Can you scroll down? Yeah, I'm gonna say Burn, because I do love to sing that song. And when she set those letters on fire, I was like, you go, sis, you go.
Oh, my mom can do the best impression of when she goes the you.
We have to have her on the show. She has to do it one day.
Let's guess.
Yep.
Oh my goodness. Choose a powerful song. I'm gonna say The Room Where It Happens.
That's like my favorite, so I approve.
I had to like listen to them in my head. Like they just like played in my head. Pick one final song. I'm gonna say The Story of Tonight.
All right. Here's Christina's
We
result.
also did The Story of Tonight.
Oh yeah, we did.
Oh, there's not 4 of us. Otherwise, I would say something. Oh, period. Okay.
Okay, that one's good. That one's good. That's my favorite. He's my favorite character.
I feel so honored.
Yeah.
That's so cute. Okay. We have 8 more minutes. So, I think,
I guess we can, I don't know. I don't agree with Sydney's like her, like I just see you as like Eliza, just like I don't know. I just Anthony Ramos, like
I'm sorry.
he wasn't in the show that much. And I say
If
Sydney as
Sydney
a,
was
like,
going to be
lead.
an original cast member, I would say Sydney would be David.
I would be who?
Yeah, I just don't see
David.
Sydney as like Anthony wasn't in the show that much, and I think Sydney's like a lead. So
Oh, I'm flattered.
like you're just main character moment, but
I think from just knowing Sydney for a good minute, I would say that Sydney, if she was an original cast member, I would say Sydney would be David. I think she gives off that energy and has the same like quirkiness about her, and she's like determined and she's like funny, but she's also like, you know, she can be quiet sometimes, but sometimes like I think yes, Sydney's hair is cute, chat. Go off. Sydney's hair is
Oh,
yes, it is.
I just got it done yesterday.
period. Yeah, I think you're a very obvious pivot. I'm a little bit confused as to how I am Leslie, but I'll take it as a compliment.
He's the best character.
I mean, I love him. I absolutely adore him. But, you know, I don't know how I am him, but I'll take it. You know?
Yeah, I don't really see you.
I mean, it's better than Hamilton.
But Lin-Manuel Miranda as a man is phenomenal.
Oh yeah, Lin-Manuel Miranda. I just don't like the character Hamilton, but I love Lin-Manuel Miranda so much.
I adore Lin.
But I just don't like
We're manifesting.
Like,
Lin is going to be on the show. Should we all say somebody that we would like to have on this show?
Yes, we can say it here, so then when we get that person, we can be like...
Yeah, we can go back. Okay, Sydney, you go first. I'll go last, just to see.
Okay, so I adore the musical Beetlejuice. So basically anybody on Beetlejuice, I would be thrilled to have them.
Okay. Any specifics at all?
Yeah, I'm a little obsessed with Sophia Ann Crusoe. So if she were on the show, I would probably panic. So yeah.
Yeah, that's like... Okay, Kenna, who would you like to have on the show?
I have to think about this. Who would I want on this show? Like, I think I would love Lin-Manuel Miranda, honestly, because he's just a genius, and he's written so many things. I would love to have him. I don't know. I need to think about this. Let me think about this. Who's yours, Christina?
I have a
Y'all
lot.
need Ben Platt? I feel like Angela has been listening to our conversations. She's been listening.
I know. You have to have Ben. We were just talking about Ben Platt. Oh, guys, promo. Jonah Platt is coming on the show in a few weeks, so stay tuned for that. It's another Platt brother. You know, 1 degree of separation. I think I would love to have Danae Benton on the show because she was like the Great Comet. Oh, this is so on theme. The Great Comet was my first Broadway show. Oh no, Sydney just. The Great Comet was my first Broadway show, and Danae Benton. When I saw her performing, I was like, "Whoa! Like I could do this for the rest of my life." And her voice is angelic, and she's so talented. And I would love to have her on the show. And yeah, Lin-Manuel Miranda, of course. Ben Platt, of course.
Leslie Odom Jr. I forgot him. Like literally, we were just talking about him. I love him so much.
Even David Diggs. I would love to have David Diggs.
Yeah.
Oh yes, of course. And after that Little Mermaid movie comes out.
Yes, I would love to have Ariana DeBose. I would love to have Cynthia Erivo, and I am obsessed with Once on This Island. It is my favorite show. I would say any of them, especially like Alex Newell, Lea Salonga, Haley Kilgore, Isaac Cole Powell, any of them. I would be so excited to have. I would. Even Josh Groban. I would love to have Josh Groban. It's really good.
Oh, Andrew Barnes Feldman. I don't know.
Andrew Barnes Feldman, of course.
Of course.
Will Rowland.
Is the entire cast of High School Musical, the musical, the series?
Yes, we need.
You're always welcome.
You guys are welcome. High School Musical, the musical, the series. You guys are welcome. I'm trying to think about who else. Like, who would be like really fun to have? Oh, our guest is here. Yay! Our guest is here.
Sorry,
Okay,
I'm like
so
super excited.
yeah, okay. Let's when we're on, we're gonna start with an emotional check-in. You can explain that?
Okay.
Hi.
Hi, Megan.
Hi! Can you hear me?
Yes,
Yes.
I'm
Wow,
just getting cozy here.
I love the outfit.
I
love
figured this is like a nice nighttime podcast, getting a onesie,
Yeah.
get comfortable, you know.
So cute. Love the tea.
Thanks.
Perfect. Perfect.
Thank you.
So every week we like to do a little emotional check-in to see where our guests are at. So how are you feeling today?
Honestly, a bit overwhelmed, but in the best way.
Hmm.
I think that's the best way to describe it.
Can you tell us a little bit about it?
So, hi, I'm Megan. As you know, the world is shut down, and in order to survive said shutdown, well, I guess it's opening back up. I should say that. When the industry shut down, you have to kind of just figure out how to survive. So I work during the day at Starbucks, and I teach for 5 different companies.
Oh, wow.
And because the world is opening back up, I have gotten a few gigs here and there, which are really cool and it's exciting. But now I'm taking on like so many different things at one time. So all good things are happening. I'm just trying to figure out now that things are opening up, what can I kind of get rid of?
Mm-hmm.
So work-life balance, you know.
Right, for sure.
And Christina, how are you?
Well, I'm super excited for today because one, I just love Friday podcasts. Like they're like this is like one of my favorite days of the week. And then I'm finally out of school. I finished school on Tuesday. And I'm just so excited because it's summer now and like the energy just shifts. Like the energy, like finals energy versus day after finals energy is just so different. I'm so excited for the summer and all of the things that it has in store. So yeah, kind of how are you feeling, Love?
I'm feeling great too because we're doing this podcast with Megan and I love her so much. And also I finished my finals today, so I'm out of school as well. So excited.
Yes. Okay.
And,
oh no, you can
go.
first.
You can go.
No, you can go.
Oh, okay. I was just gonna say, Megan, tell us a little bit about yourself.
Oh, hi. I'm Megan Fulmer Elyse. I graduated from Montclair State University with a BFA in musical theater. Actually, I took my junior year off to tour with the national tour of Shrek the Musical. They let me take a leave of absence. After I took that leave, I worked straight through summer, fall, winter, spring. Was able to graduate in 3 years with my BFA in musical theater. Then after I graduated, I did some regional theater, the Fulton Theater, Maine State Music Theater, Riverside, a couple other equity houses. And then I auditioned for Straight Outta Oz with Todrick Hall. I wound up getting a call a few weeks later that he was having a performance in New York called Brandcast, which is basically a performance that YouTube does once a year to raise money for YouTube. They have like their YouTube celebrities perform and whoever's had the most views, things like that. So Todrick asked me to perform that day. So I rehearsed, learned that. And then he asked me to come on tour with him. So toured with him, and then when I was in LA for rehearsals, I found out I booked the national tour of The Bodyguard, the musical. So then I toured with The Bodyguard for about 1.5 years until I was injured. I got injured a week before we closed, and so then since I already wanted to do TV film, I started putting a little bit more focus into TV film. So with that, was able to get a guest spot on Law & Order SVU, and since then have kind of just focused on that for the most part because I still have to get surgery. And yeah, that's my spiel.
Well, what got you into musical theater?
I started out really training heavily in ballet. Well, let me preface. So I started with like the ballet tap combo that kids do when they're young. And then I played instruments and sang and did all these things. But when I saw the movie center stage, I thought I wanted to be a ballerina. So by the time I was in 5th grade, I started the pre-professional program at the American Repertory Ballet Theater in Princeton, New Jersey. So I was serious with them for about 3 years, actually 4th, 5th, 6th, I think. And then once I was in middle school and I was doing the musicals, I did the 76ers junior dance team as a kid. I still played violin. I did all these things. I realized ballet is not going to let me do all these things. So musical theater seemed to be the best fit for me.
And yeah, because you teach me ballet. So that's, and the way we met was actually by I went to go see Straight Outta Oz, and I met Megan there, and the rest is history. So why don't you tell us what it was like touring with Todrick?
It's a whirlwind. I'll say so. Kind of going back a little bit, when I had gotten the Brandcast gig with him, he asked several of us to stay and kind of hang out and linger after, because they usually do a private concert. And that year, Sia had just done Chandelier. So Sia did kind of like a private concert. It was really cool. And Todrick kind of asked us to linger because he's very adamant about making sure that your energy vibes with the rest of his crew that he already has. You know, he has Team Toddy there all the time, and it's very important to him that whoever he brings onto the team will vibe with the people who have always been there and will always be there. So then when I got to rehearsals, everything moves very quickly with him. So we had a very limited amount of time to learn a lot of choreography. I had 9 days to learn a lot of choreography. And for me, it was a lot of stepping outside my comfort zone because musical theater was my primary focus. I had never done like commercial dance in LA. I'd never done that style. So, I mean, I remember there was a time where I I broke my phone, or something happened with my phone, and I'm in Mac rehearsing because I'm still so like just hung up on doing this and getting it done. And I came on to a time where, you know, he had tour buses, so we were doing a different state every day for the most part, and we did 32 cities in about 2.5 months.
Wow.
Yeah, I know. We had a question, my favorite Straight Outta Oz song. That's really difficult. I really loved Dumb, and I really loved doing it because it was so high energy, and also because, sorry, let me turn my sound up. I really loved the message that it had as far as industry stuff goes. If you've never listened to it before, when you really pay attention to the lyrics and the fact that it has like this island undertone to it, that was probably one of my favorites. But honestly, that's one of the shows that I've done that I could listen to all the music straight through every day and never get sick of it.
Well, I want to know about what was it like being on the national tour of Shrek. I was in Shrek the Musical when I was like in 3rd grade, I believe. I was in Shrek the Musical, and it was it's a really fun show, and I think it's really fun. So what was your experience like?
That was another whirlwind. So I don't know if you guys know the difference between non-union and union tours, and being a union and non-union actor. I don't know if anyone's ever talked about that. But it was the non-union tour. It was the last leg of the non-union tour. So our schedule was really tight. It was one of those things. I had 9 days again before we opened in Tech. And the thing that kind of kicked me was they didn't tell me I was going to be the only female swing.
Oh, wow.
So for those of you that may not know what a swing does, a swing basically understudies the ensemble. Usually, hopefully, you have at least 2 female swings depending on the show, especially if some of those swings cover leads. So as you know, since you've done the show, one female track does about like 5 different roles at least, anywhere from 5 to 8 roles within their track. So, you know, every day, or not every day, every show that you go into, usually you have like this round table moment where everyone goes around, says their name, says where they're from, who they're playing. I happen to be the last person in the semicircle, and no one else introduced themselves as a swing. So I just said, I'm Megan Fulmer, and I'm the female swing.
Wow.
And so I had 9 days to learn 34 roles, basically.
Oh my goodness.
Before we opened in Tecton, Alaska. I was 19, too.
Wow.
I never swung a show before. So the choreographers from London, Rob Ashford was the director and choreographer for the Broadway show, and his associates were the ones that set the tour. So it was Steven Sposito and Chris Bailey, and Chris looks at me right before we leave for Alaska and just says, I just want to say good luck, and I wouldn't want to be in your shoes.
Wow.
And I was like, thank you. And Steven was just like, Megan, I seen you in the back rehearsing. You've been killing it. Good luck. It's like, okay.
So, like, how often did you have to, like, go on? And just, like, what was it like keeping up with all 34 tracks? Like, what was that like?
It was hard. You know, it's one of those things where I went on every Friday for the dance captain. Our dance captain played the witch in the show. Her track was probably one of the simpler ones as far as who does what and who's in what numbers, because like she wasn't in What's Up Duloc and things like that. It was more of a singing acting track. So I went on every Friday as a witch. But I went on pretty often, especially, you know, if our lead called out, then automatically either our fairy godmother or who's the other Fiona cover? Mostly the fairy godmother, she would go in. So I would cover for her. We had a few other Fiona covers. Or if the dragon called out, you know, there were bumps in that regard. But I think the craziest time was the 2 days after Christmas. So we had 3 days off for the holidays. We had Christmas Eve, Christmas Day, and the day after Christmas. So if you were able to go home in that time and come back, great. But it wasn't an official layoff is what they call it. Whenever you have an extended period of time off, they call it a layoff. So I remember flying back to like the Boston area very early that morning, and I'd gotten a call from one of the girls, and she was like, hey, my flight's already delayed. Just wanted to give you a heads up. So start looking over the elf track. I was like, cool, awesome. Start going through it. Another girl calls, hey girl, running behind. Doesn't look like my flight's going to get in until tomorrow night. Keep going over the ugly duckling track. And I was like, okay. And then another one, girl, my flight's canceled. You might want to go on for Mama Bear. And I'm like, okay. So 5 girls missed their flights.
Wow.
And I had to do this adjusted version, like 5 different roles in one show.
Insane.
And we had a double show day, the 27th. So the matinee show, all these girls weren't there. There were 3 of us, 3 females. And then that evening, I think 3 girls made it back, but then our lead, our Fiona, got sick. So my whole track changed again. And I will say that cast was really hard on me. A lot of them had all this experience. Some of the energy was off, I'll just put it that way. But a lot of people were very hard on me and didn't really give me credit where credit was due and didn't really understand just how hard my job was. I unfortunately, there are a lot of actors that don't really understand the lengths that swings have to go through to make things happen. But I'll say after that day, people were like, oh, wait, you do know what you're doing. Oh, you're actually good at your job. I was like, yeah, guys, I'm 20 years old and know I was getting into this. Thank you. Because at that point, I had just turned 20. So I was like, come on. I haven't even graduated college. Give me some break.
Yeah, that's insane. That's absolutely insane.
Yeah, that's crazy. I know you were also the dance captain on The Bodyguard, and what was that like?
You guys are like with all the loaded ones right off the bat, but it's great. I think this is good because this is showing like people think like, oh, you're living the dream. It's like all easy breezy. It's not. I took over as dance captain 6 months into the show. So Benji Rivera, he was the original dance captain. He wound up leaving the show after Houston. So when I took over in my time as dance captain, which was about like 9 months, we'll say, or something around that, I replaced the entire male ensemble, half of the female ensemble, and had to rehearse some leads that came in and needed to know some choreography. So, I had my own track in the show too. My track, I was in the most scenes out of all the female ensemble. So my track was really hard. My track was very hard. And even the swings were like, you probably have the hardest track. So I would rehearse all day and then do the show at night. It got to a point where it was really, there was a lot of wear and tear in my body, especially replacing some of the guys. We had a guy who unfortunately had to get let go because he wasn't exactly what we thought he was going to be. And, but he had a hard time picking up some of the lifts, and I would grab the smallest girl we had and show him how to do the lifts and things like that. And, in order to find these people, you have to hold auditions. So I held auditions in New York City. I held auditions in Las Vegas. I remember when we did the ones in Vegas, I was rehearsing a guy that we had picked up in New York. So I had been taken out of the show, swung out of the show for that weekend to rehearse this new guy by myself, just like one-on-one. And then I had to catch a red-eye flight in the morning to Las Vegas with the crew and hold auditions and then do opening night and all that stuff. It was draining, but I would never take that experience back for anything because I held so much responsibility. And it's made me such a great leader in everything else I've done.
Yeah, I imagine once again, that one's absolutely insane. Like, it's just crazy. It's amazing that you did that. I know recently you were on an episode of SVU, which I can say I've been watching Law and Order since I was born because that's one thing that's just always constantly on in my house. And then SVU, after SVU came out, it was just okay, if we don't know what to watch, then Law and Order is always on somewhere. So we're always watching Law and Order. So what was it like being on SVU? And
oh gosh,
I saw your episode as well. It was great.
Oh, yay, thank you. It was so much fun. I will say, for all of my friends that do TV, film, or want to do all these things, it's pretty wild. The treatment and the compensation you get, like the comparison between theater and TV film. Because, I also got very lucky that everyone on set of SVU is a dream. Like Mariska Hargitay is exactly what you hope she is. She is the loveliest woman. She is so caring. She's so attentive. And I was so lucky that she was my director. The audition process for that was another whirlwind. It was so fast. I got the audition. Actually, so this is a crazy story. I'm going to give some personal stuff. So I had a cousin who was an amazing trumpet player. He played in salsa bands in the area, played keys. He was just incredible. And he and I were always trying to gig together. But when we had those opportunities, I wound up going on tour. All these things happened. So we finally scheduled that we were going to do a gig this one weekend. And the Wednesday before he passed away of a heart attack. So I had his viewing Friday and the burial was Saturday morning. And we were supposed to do our first gig Saturday night. And at the burial, obviously I wasn't on my phone. I wound up getting the audition, the email that I had an audition for SVU. And my mom had just been saying, like, you've been working so hard. You just need, like, all you need is like an SVU episode to like get yourself in there. Because at this point, it had been like a year of me like actively in TV film classes, like just doing everything I could, trying to get in front of different casting directors, all of that. And so I get this email from my manager. His associate wound up meeting with me the next day to just like run lines, all this other stuff. I had my audition Monday, and then that night I was actually going to my hometown to teach the high school students to do a master class with them. And like an hour after the master class, I found I got a call back. I was like, oh, yes, got the call back. Awesome. And it was the next day. So it was the Tuesday. I find out that I'm doing my callback for the directors and producers, whatever. Had no idea Mariska was directing the episode. So I walk in and she's just like, hi, how are you? I'm like, oh my goodness, Mariska, just a mess. So I go in and I do the scenes, the same 3 scenes that I had to do the first day. And in my head, I still to this day could not tell you what I did. It was a blur, complete blur. Don't know what happened. And she said, I just have to ask her, are you a dancer? I was like, yeah. She's like, oh, I could tell. I was like, is that a good thing or a bad thing? And she's like, it's great. Are you kidding? It's fantastic. Thank you so much for coming in. I'm like, thank you, Mariska. Good day. So then Wednesday, I got the call that I got the role. And then I had my fitting the next week, and then we started filming. So it was 4 days on set, 1 day of ADR, which is basically like voiceover. Because I was in a bikini a lot, obviously it was hard to mic me for a lot of the scenes, whatever. But the first day on set was the final hearing. So I got to meet all of the cast and be with all of them. I mean, Ice-T is like who you think he is. He like came in and sat down. He like sits down in the pew. It's me, the guy that played her boyfriend, my friend Manny, Ice-T, and then and Jamie Hyder. That's how she says it. I don't remember. Cat. So he like looks down the row, looks back. He's like, I look fly, she look fly, he look fly. And he's like, we are the light-skinned representatives of the courtroom. Like, just crack it up. And then they're like, they call rolling, and we're about to like do the final verdict. And we're supposed to be like on the edge of our seats. Is it going to be guilty? Is it going to be innocent? Like what? And then he's like on Snapchat. And it's like, yo, look at this puppy though. And I think my favorite Ice-T moment was like a couple mornings later, I go into the makeup hair trailer. I'm like, hey guys, how you doing? He's like, I'm not going to lie. I'm not feeling it today. So he like pumped his up by like listening to his own music. That's how he pumped himself up. I'm like, bro, like whatever gets you going. That's great.
That's absolutely phenomenal.
Wow, that's so cool. Yeah, that's really cool. Oh, one of the comments was, they said, I want to know what it was like working with Deborah Cox.
Mama Debs. She's fantastic. You know, I grew up listening to her. It's wild because like you said, you grew up watching SVU, like same. I mean, you're homesick from school. What do? You watch SVU with your mom. That's just a given. And then with Bodyguard, I remember the audition coming out and like Deborah's name was already on it because, you know, she had worked with Whitney Houston back in the day. And also, you know, I don't know if you ever saw the Lifetime movie they did about Whitney Houston's life. Yaya from America's Next Top Model played Whitney, but all of the singing, all the vocals were Deborah Cox's voice. Mm-hmm. So I remember seeing that she was going to be a part of the project. And I was like, oh, this would be so cool because my aunt was obsessed with her, my older brother, my mom. Like, I remember my older brother going to like every record store trying to find this one specific album for this one song. Um, so like the first day of rehearsal, we have like a whole read through of the show. And that included like singing through the numbers and just like hearing her live singing. Like I still get chills thinking about the first time I heard her sing Run to You. And just it, I mean, she sings that entire show. That show, I mean, the sister sings 3 solos. It's basically all her for like 16 songs. So that was just like so eye-opening to me. And then one of the best moments was when we were in Philly. That's basically my hometown. So I had people at the show every single night, and she would take the time to meet my parents. My brothers came with me to opening night, and my cousin, and like she signed one of my brother's CDs and stuff. And the Friday that we were in Philly, my mom came in for lunch, and my mom came with me, Mama Debs, Ronnie, and a couple other girls. We got our nails done. We all went to lunch, and it was just so amazing seeing my mom sitting next to Deborah Cox, and Deborah's like, what's it like raising 3 kids? Because, my mom, it's me, and I have 2 brothers, and she has 3 kids as well. So she's asking my mom about that. They're talking about Basketball Wives. And then our closing performance, our very last show, was on my mom's birthday. And at the end of the last show, we had a matinee, and then we all went out to dinner. And like, you have Deborah Cox standing there saying happy birthday to my mom. She was so sweet to me. She was so good to me. And when I got injured, she would message me, make sure I was okay. When I took over as dance captain, if I ever had notes with her or like anything, she was so absolutely fantastic to me. Like I've gotten really lucky that the people, like celebrities that I've worked with, they've been so humble and kind to me. I can't say anything.
Oh, that's amazing. Oh my goodness. Since you were just talking about your mom and your brother, I read your poem, I Know My Privilege. And it was phenomenal.
Thank you.
Loved it so much. And I know that you're very outspoken about social injustices on your platform. So like, when did this start, or like, and why do you feel it's important that the conversation, I know that they've been started, why do you think it's like important that they be maintained, and how do you feel about the social climate that's going on right now?
It's hard. I mean, I think this is a blessing that we can take from the pandemic. We're finally discussing certain things that needed to be discussed a long time ago. Better late than never, I guess. But it's difficult because I've always been in interracial situations, whether it was my family, I mean, even with Bodyguard. Bodyguard, your 2 main characters, it's an interracial couple. And the Bodyguard movie was one of the first movies to display that on screen. And that came out the year I was born. So
That's so full circle.
Yeah. So, I've always been adamant about talking about it. There's a lot to unpack with that. I guess, I've tried to, on my platform, put out what injustices are there within our industry, not just in the everyday life, because I feel like with social media, it can be very overwhelming to have this big projection of all the things racist in our country, because it's true. We have racism within our country. It has not gone away. It's existed forever. And until we get through certain points of our lives, it's just not going to go away. And if we don't keep having these conversations, it will not go away. But if we can make it a little less overwhelming and kind of pinpoint and focus on an area that we ourselves can take control of today, I think it's very important. So like, to talk about what's happening within casts. If we're doing a show that's primarily Black and you have white directors, how can we, we have dance captains. Why can't we have a captain to Well, why can't we just have color behind the table? That's number one. That's the biggest issue. That's the biggest issue. Number one, first and foremost. If at the end of the day, you can't find any director that's not a person of color, why aren't you listening to your cast? Why isn't there someone who, I mean, we have equity deputies. We honestly should have like some sort of deputy that's willing to come and like give historical facts and personal preference and whatever. I mean, first and foremost, with producers and directors, we just need more color higher up. And I mean, I am white. My ethnicity is Hispanic. My mom is Puerto Rican. She's darker than I am, but I am white passing. And that is my privilege, like I said in my poem. But, I've even faced where like I went in for a chorus line and I have the casting director asking, I just have to ask, do you have experience speaking Spanish? And I'm like, yeah, my mom's Puerto Rican. And she's like, oh, good. You answered the question before I had to ask the inappropriate one. And it's like, here's this person trying to give a Latina a coaching on how to be feisty. Well, that's not even the role. I worked with Mitzi Hamilton on a chorus line. I know what Diana's supposed to be. I know what this show is supposed to be. I know what this character is supposed to be. And here you are having no experience really and telling me how to be a Latina. And same thing with like West Side Story and stuff. They will automatically put an Italian girl in that just looks darker than me rather than having an actual Puerto Rican in the cast.
Mm-hmm.
And that goes into colorism. There's so many layers of all of this between colorism and not having enough people behind the table and not having the right education, not having the right deputies or I can't think of the word right now, but we're dramaturgs. We're supposed to have all these people to give us the real facts and everything. I know that musical theater is make-believe and whatever else, but we have way too many shows, way too many productions that, as campy as they can be, have real historical, personal experiences involved, and we need to be sensitive to that.
I would like to say I think this is a great time to plug donate to Broadway for Racial Justice. We've set up a GoFundMe. They have a hotline where if you experience any race-related trauma in the theater industry and you don't know what to do about it, or even if you do know what to do and you just want somebody to vent to and somebody to listen to, you can call. It's open 24 hours a day, and a person of color will be on the other line, and they will pick up, and they can instruct you on the next ways to take action. So, yep, donate to Broadway for Racial Justice.
Yeah.
Well, thank you so much for just saying that. That was great. Well spoken. And just thank you so much for being on our show today. We are super excited to have you.
Yeah,
do you have any last words?
I don't know if this is more, I talked to you about this kind of about like being yourself and like showing that within your improv, all that stuff. But I had a professor, Kenny, you've heard this. He said, you are all soup. You're Campbell, you're Progresso, you're Lipton, whatever. What is it about you that's going to make me want to buy your soup? What do you have to offer in this industry that's going to make me really want to hire you? Whether it's your look, your talent, whatever. And that comes from knowing yourself. And that's not just within this industry. Everyone take the time to talk about race, talk about yourself, talk about your background, talk about what makes you you, and have a life outside of this industry. I think that is so important. You cannot just make this your world. You have to have a world and develop yourself as a human to be successful. And that is a never-ending process. And it's something that the earlier and the younger you can understand that and start working towards that, the better you're going to be for it in so many different ways. What you guys are doing, these conversations you're having and learning and growing from other artists, that's half the battle. Educating yourselves, education in all forms. You guys are so young, smart, beautiful, everything. So just keep going down that path.
Thank you so much.
Thank
You were an
you.
amazing guest. Love having you guys. Follow her on Instagram. Can we put her Instagram up right there? And check out her website. She has her poetry and her blog on her website, and it's a phenomenal read. I highly recommend it to you. Thank you, everybody, for watching. And thank you so much.
Thank you, everyone, for watching. And thank you for being here.
Yeah, thank
Bye.
you. Bye.